got diagnosed shortly after her 3rd birthday. I was looking for some way for somebody to help me figure out how to communicate with her. We had no idea what to choose, so we took some time and I spoke to some people that I worked with and got some advice and researched both and decided that we were going to do the DIR. When we started, we had no idea what to expect, but we had our worker come out. She demonstrated DIR for us with our daughter, and then she slowly started training us on how to do it. So at first I was a little bit overwhelmed because it requires a lot of animation and intense play, but we quickly got the hang of it, and then we were using it like every day, all day.
I'm a play project and teaching play consultant, which is a developmental therapy for kids with autism. And Play Project follows the theoretical framework of Stanley Greenspan and Serena Weider's DIR model. Play Project follows the 7 circles of the Play Project, and it's designed so that you are continually monitoring your child's growth, and it's individualized to what your child needs. There's roughly monthly sessions where your consultant will come to you in your home or to your child's school, and they will tailor plans to match your child's need in that time frame, and then continually update them so that you're following the most needed principles, techniques, and methods to ensure that your child is reaching their full potential.
I think what it did for us was it showed us how to play. I think when you talk about playing with your child, you just assume that that's something you can do. We had to be more aware of what she was doing as opposed to what we wanted to do. And we had to put ourselves in her place. So if she was doing something and we didn't think it was play, we used what she was doing anyways, got down to her level, and started doing what she was doing. And that's when she started to let us in and we started to make some connections.
So Play Project teaches you how to profile your child in an individual way. It teaches you to look at your child's comfort zone behaviors, which are Play Project's term of how to look at their stimming behaviors, how to recognize when those are occurring, and teach you specific techniques on how to join them in those moments, to pull them out of that rabbit hole so that they can connect with you and share that moment with you. They also teach you how to read your child's sensory motor profile in terms of all their senses, whether they're an underreactive or overreactive or a mixed reactive to auditory, visual, proprioceptive, all those different types of sensory aspects. Then they train you how to understand your child's true development. So where are they at on that continuum of development? And to find the holes and to find the strengths, and to teach you how to push your child up that developmental ladder so that you can really figure out what's developmentally appropriate for your child. Because meeting the child where they're at and then building on their skills that they're good at is going to help your child reach those goals.
Most of the time when you hear something like autism, you think about how things are different. You don't think about how things are the same, because autistic kids are essentially the same as all other kids, but they've got a few quirks, they've got a few things that are unusual, and that's okay. Celebrate those and figure out how they work. That's what I think I really needed to hear that at first didn't come. I had this idea when I was a parent, my house would be absolutely perfect. Like my mother was, everything was always tidy, and everything would be orderly and structured, and bath times would go off perfectly. It hasn't happened, and that's okay. As a dad, I see that different is good. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be unusual. So many of the things where we expect people to be the same, it doesn't matter. We can be our own unique person, and it makes the world a much more interesting place.
I wish that I had known that it was okay to think what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I think I was so scared and I didn't know anything about being a parent to a child on the spectrum that I didn't know what was okay and what wasn't okay. But I think had I been more willing to share my thoughts and my feelings, I would have felt okay, and then I would have been able to be more prepared. But I think the first time I knew things had changed was when I was laying on the couch and she came and sat on me and she put her hands on my face and actually for the very first time looked at me. And I'm sure that I had never seen her really look at me before. So I knew that at that point that we had clearly done something right and that we were finally getting in and she was letting us into her world.
My favorite moments are when I'm reviewing the video reviews from our session and I get to see and capture the moments of interaction between a parent and the child or a school staff member and the child, and I really get to highlight those moments to watch the development of children over the course of time, whether it be a month or a year. It's really special to have that captured on video and to be applauding the adults working with the child in that moment.
I think we have used DIR since we learned it and we're going to use it for the rest of our life with her. It was just a way to teach us how to parent her in a different way. So the things that I thought I had learned from my parents were great, but I needed some extra skills to use with her. And I think that even though I'm not aware that I'm doing DIR all day, I am doing it all the time with her.
Your child is different. Things are going to work out a little bit differently than you might have expected because, comparing to when you were a child, and maybe your mom or your dad can't give you quite the advice you would have expected, but there are people who can. And you'll get the help, you will get the resources you need, it's going to be okay.
Find people to talk to, because even if you think the thoughts you're having are not okay or makes you a bad mom, or you have to get through that to be able to accept, appreciate, and move on. When you've moved on from that and had somebody to really share that with, I think you're more equipped to deal with all the therapies and all the things that you're going to need to do in the future.